Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, May 7, and today is our first official day starting at 1 o'clock of being open completely to the public. We'll be here from 1 to 6 today and from 9 to 5:30 Friday and Saturday. Depending on how that goes, we may adjust things next week, but that's the plan for the rest of this week. So come and see us. We are cleaning everything. We are wearing masks when you're in the store and maintaining our social distance. So we feel like we have things under control, and we would love to see you today. I will still be doing my bookshelfies with Bethany this afternoon at 3. I'm hoping to have a special guest join me, so as soon as I get that verified, I will let you know who that is. But I'm excited about that opportunity. This morning I get to talk to a bunch of public librarians via Zoom and tell them about some of our great books here, so I am really excited for that opportunity as well. Today I'm reading from the She Reads Truth Bible, which I have read from before. Here's the cover of this particular one. This is the Christian Standard Version, and this is what I've been using at home. So as I'm reading through the Psalms, they have devotionals kind of mixed in. So this is from, the devotional is from Psalm 116 to 118. I'm not going to read all of Psalm 116, but you might want to go back and read it after you listen to this. So I'm just going to read a small portion of that, and then I'll read the devotional. Psalm 116, 5 through 11. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is compassionate. The Lord guards the inexperienced. I was helpless, and he saved me. Return to your rest, my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. For you, Lord, rescued me from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from stumbling. I will walk before the Lord in the land of the living. I believed, even when I said, I am severely oppressed. In my alarm, I said, everyone is a liar. Helpless but hopeful. When was the last time you felt helpless? Maybe you were stranded in an unfamiliar place or struggling in a relationship that felt hopelessly distant. For me, it was suffering through an illness that caught me completely off guard. When something is beyond our control, it can be uncomfortable and frustrating. No one wants to admit their inability to help themselves. Sin seems to have hardwired the desire for self-reliance into our DNA. We want to be in control. We want to believe we're self-sustaining. But ironically, recognizing our helplessness is the first step to true hopefulness. This counterintuitive reality is woven throughout the verses of Psalm 116. Giving us a glimpse of a man desperate for God's grace, a soul utterly powerless to produce the peace and salvation he longs for. The psalmist fears death, persecution, isolation, and affliction. He is physically, emotionally, and spiritually at the end of himself. In his helplessness, the psalmist runs to God, and in God's presence he finds hope. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is compassionate. The Lord guards the inexperienced. I was helpless, and he saved me. Psalm 116, 5 and 6. What a beautiful picture of God's character. The Lord is both gracious and righteous. His compassion spans the width of eternity. His forgiveness stretches as far as the east is from the west. He is the protector of the weak. He guards the simple and saves the helpless. Read through Psalm 116 again. Do you see it? Over and over again, the psalmist's praise of the Lord is intimately tied to the admission of his own weakness. The ropes of death were wrapped around me, and the torments of Sheol overcame me. I encountered trouble and sorrow. Then I called on the name of the Lord. Lord, save me. Psalm 116, 3 and 4. Our weakness and need may make God's grace such good news. Scripture is full of hope for those who acknowledge their own weakness and trust in God's unfailing strength. This is the heartbeat of the gospel. For while we were still helpless, at the right time, Christ died for the ungodly. Romans 5 verse 6. Jesus offers grace that saves and sustains us, strengthens and comforts us. He calls us, cleanses us, equips us, and ultimately gives us life everlasting. Being weak is our greatest strength when it leads us to desperate dependence on God. Being helpless is never hopeless when it leads us to the cross. So I take pleasure in weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and in difficulties for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong. 2 Corinthians 12:10. So embrace our weaknesses today. I know we all have had moments in this and in other times in our life when we feel hopeless and weak. But it's in those moments when we, in our desperation, turn to God that we find the most hope. So let's go from helpless to hopeful, not hopeless, helpless to hopeful today, and trust that God is there with us every step of the way. We hope to see you this afternoon if you're comfortable, and remember, we're still doing curbside and delivery. If you are not ready to come into the store yet, we completely understand. Have a great day. I'll see you later.